And when they started the AI company, the idea was that they were going to focus on tight bulls with strong cow families. And that's fine, and they don't apologize for that, but it was a little bit short-sighted. The commercial dairymen really didn't want those kind of bulls, and sales were okay, but it wasn't great. They worked with a distributor in Canada who really didn't sell a lot of semen. They were selling little bits of semen here and there and everywhere. And so around the time that I started there in 2021, 4 years later, they had really changed their focus. Simone was really getting frustrated of some of his friends, colleagues, peers saying to him, yeah, your bulls have nice pedigrees, they have good type, but they don't milk. I'm not going to use them. And Simone was starting to already see the light that we needed a little more balance and a little more of everything in our bulls. But what really makes their stud different compared to a lot of the big studs around the world, no matter where you go, is we milk cows. We milk cows every day. Simone has made a great living and really appreciates every mating he makes within his herd. And he will not let us buy a bull unless he will use that bull himself in the herd. And coming from CMAX, that frustrated me at times because there were some bulls with some really good numbers that we were turning down just because there was a hole in the pedigree, for example. And that is it's a non-starter. We're not allowed to do it. Simone won't allow it, and I've come to accept that, and it's a good thing because that's part of our brand and part of what we believe in. And part of what we believe gives the bulls even more credibility and reliability at the end of the day. What are we focused on? That is what we're focused on. 4 pillars: production, type, fertility, and balance. We want to have a lineup of bulls that pretty much allow us, our sales reps in any country, but specifically Canada, to drive down every laneway. A lot of the decisions we make are based on Canadian philosophies, Canadian thoughts and ideas, Canadian marketing. But now we're working more in 33 countries now, so we need to open that scope a little bit. And we've done that. We use a little more of the US focus on certain bulls and maybe look at some different things, but while not giving up on these 4 pillars. Full pedigrees for all customers, no sacrifice. Like I said before, we don't sacrifice on this. It's a non-starter. Every pedigree must be full, at least for 3 generations. That's what we try to aim for, is minimum 3 generations. Customer service, quality control. We feel very strongly about this. As we grow, this becomes harder and harder to maintain, but at this point we're doing that. Quality control, we have a lot of tremendous reports on the fertility of our semen. You'll see in an upcoming slide, we keep all our bulls at a facility that we invested in and own 50% of. And I think from a quality control standpoint, we are doing a great job when you see the statistics from a lot of the herds we work with. We work with a herd in Minnesota. They milk 4,000 cows. He uses the first 200 doses of every bull we have. And he's willing to be the guinea pig. Not that we need him to do it because our quality control and SOPs in the AI center are stringent, but it allows us to really try those bulls in a real world situation, and he's more than happy to be that guinea pig to have the first daughters of our bulls. And we've only had 1 bull that we've had to pull off the market based on quality. So that really helps us to do that. And then diversification of high-end genetics and trying to get different bloodlines. Of course, when you have something you like, you want to multiply it, but sometimes that can back you into a corner. How are we doing in Canada? I think this is a very true testament to what's happening, the landscape within Canada. In 2021, you can see our market share, less than 1%. 2022, it rose to almost 2.5%. 2023, almost 5.4%. 2024, 8.3%. So we now have 26 sales reps on the road in Canada, full-time reps, and we're covering all of the country now, and certainly we're the little guy, nipping at the heels of the big guy. The bull by the name of Commissar Lavish comes from the Laurie Sheik family. Laurie Sheik's been we talked about Brocken before. Brocken has some branches of that family that he's done extremely well with. This is a bull that's 0.17 of fat, 1,200 kilos of milk in Canada, so he combines that production side of things with a plus 14 conformation. When we buy bulls, we try to find bulls that have the production side of things, that have the health trait that we're looking for, health traits. So solid, not too low in milking speed, fertilities, scores above level, and then of course a linear that sweeps to the right more often than not. And we try to do that with all our bulls. We're very fussy with what we buy, to the point where sometimes we probably leave some bulls that we just don't have space for. So this is a really interesting bull. He is a son of Hot Hand. Hot Hand was an Alta bull that was a proven bull in Canada. That was a double-digit high LPI bull with milking daughters. So we did use a little of him. And the dam was a Parfect. It was a max scored 3-year-old, really, really good cow. And then back into to La Madonna, back to Laurie Sheik. So a really solid cow family, of course, and a really balanced bull. This is our best red bull. He is the #1 type red bull in Canada by quite a few points. He also has an extremely nice US linear on conformation. I talked about udder composite PTAT. This is a bull who has an udder composite higher than his PTAT, which is really hard to find. He's not perfect. It's hard to find a perfect red bull. In fact, if you find one, just let me know, okay? But he does a lot of things that are really nice. He's plus 6.99 a milk. First of all, for a red bull isn't always possible. He's solid in his mammary system, plus 15 foot and legs. So great udders, great feet and legs. You need to use him on a stronger cow. He's not great on chest width. He could be higher there, but he's not terrible either. He's only -3 on chest width, -2 body depth. Those are his only faults on that side of things. But when you look at the linear, everything sweeping to the right and combines out 3,400 LPI for a red bull is quite high. Maybe not super high when compared to the blacks, but amongst the reds, he does very well. So not a high component bull either. So a bull that has a place if you use them on high component cows with lots of chest and lots of strength. Salutes. I believe there's been some Salute brought in. Salute is an Avenger son from a Chief dam, a cow family that's really not all that well known, from Hammings out in Western Canada. This bull has been a really high seller for us for a long time. This is a picture of his dam. I think she's 93 points now. We love that when that happens, when we have bull dams that start out as very good 2-year-olds and go on to be high-scoring, excellent cows. The bull has got some daughters just starting to calve, so we're at that stage with this bull. So I have a high regard for this bull. I think their rumps are outstanding. I think their rear udders are going to be insane. He's rated really high on rear udder. You can see here, rear udder height is 13, rear udder width is 11, and just a very solid linear. Do watch his legs, just a little bit, maybe a little short in the teat as well. He's an Avenger son. Those are some of the things Avenger does. So you need to watch those things. But we're anxious to see his daughters calving. The rump side of things, he's stamping them. You see the heifers, their pins are down, they're wide through their loin all the way back through the thurls and pins, and we're quite anxious to see his daughters come along. Major is a bull that I don't think we've brought any in here yet, but a bull that is really doing a great job at the heifer shows at home. We're now seeing some daughters calved in. They're looking really, really good. So I thought I would just mention him. He is a Lambda son from a sidekick, from a Solomon, so slightly inbred there through that pedigree. Goes back to a great cow, a red Reginald cow back in the pedigree that was 94 points. But again, very, very solid linear. He's a bull that provides some chest width, lots of body depth, and he's a bull that's very easy to use. I would say if you're going to protect him, watch the feet and legs a little bit. Use them on a really good legged cow, and I think you're going to be fine. But we're really liking some of the milking daughters we're starting to see. Alpha. Alpha's been probably one of our most consistent selling bulls from the day he was released as a young bull. Alpha, of course, is an alligator son, red carrier, of course. A bull that is still a plus milk bull, just slightly, but well, actually, he might be a minus now. I don't want to lie on that. No, he's plus there, so that's good. But that might be April numbers too, so I might be lying. He might be a slight minus, but right around break even. He is a breeder satisfaction bull. We continue to sell him because people like their daughters. When you look at his proof, it's nice. You know, when you go across his linear, everything over to the right. A little short in the teeth, but their feet and legs are exceptional. Really good rear udders, and a bull that remains very popular. This is a young cow, bred and owned by Blondin. That was second place senior 2-year-old at World Dairy Expo just last week. She's a beautiful young cow, fresh in her second lactation, and she hasn't turned 3 years old yet either. Energy. Energy's a bull that really doesn't fit the system over here. His components aren't really high enough for your commercial dairyman. But for those of you that like to dabble in the shows a little bit, there's not a better udder improver in the breed than this bull today. His udders are incredible. They just, you can see the udder ratings here, all to the right, just really incredible. And his numbers are one thing, but you go on the road in Canada and see a lot of them, and their udders are tremendous. They can get a little tall sometimes. You got to protect them there. Use them on shorter kind of cows, but he is the #1 proven type bull in Canada. Use him on a milkier, silkier cow that's got some openness to her rib and not extreme in stature, and he's going to do a great job. And there we see some of the udders I'm talking about. Those were early daughters. Pictured early on last spring. There's another udder there. One other one. Liberty is another bull I put on here. I've got a couple bulls here I wanted to mention. Everyone's always asking, what do you use on Lambda? What do you use on Lambda? What do you got for Lambdas? And this is a bull that fits that. There's no Lambda in his pedigree. He's a destination from a sidekick. Destination sidekick is kind of a magic cross, really. Destination's milk like hell. One of the top milk bulls in Canada, but he needs a little protection in the foreudder. What does sidekick need? He needs milk, and they have great forerudders. So it's a really great combination. The bull's numbers are very nice. He's been a more popular bull even the last 6 months since people have kind of found him and realized that he's a great mating back on Lambda blood. He is a Lori sheep. This cow does go back to Lori sheep. In fact, this sidekick cow you see pictured here, her mother's a snowman, of all things. So really, there's not many snowmans that close to the top of the pedigree, but that one was one that lived a long time. And there you see his linear. He's 15 on type, really impressive breakdown all the way through, and a bull that we're continuing to sell more and more of. He is a +1.5 on fat, and I think a +0.4 on protein. Could be a little higher for you here, but a higher milk bull at almost 800 kilos of milk. Here's another bull that fits into that same category. This is a destination son called Machine. His dam is a Barolo. Barolo is a sidekick son. So you have that sidekick factor once again, along with destination. This is a bull that is an interesting bull. He's got a +0.12 for fat and a really nice linear. You can see here everything to the right. Combines that with over 1,000 kilos of milk and solid components and decent health traits overall. So another bull that complements Lambda bloodlines. There's no Lambda in his pedigree whatsoever. This pedigree goes back into the Lila Z family. Superman, red enthusiast. We ran a red herd today. Joel, I should have mentioned this bull because this is a bull that could work in that herd. Superman is a drop box son from a Lambda from Shakira. So it's a really interesting pedigree. A very, very popular bull. He's got a lot of calves on the ground now. He is red carrier. His US numbers, you can see his linear here. Very, very impressive. His udder composite is higher than his PTAT once again, so that's really nice to see. Drop box is a popular bull, so I think he's a bull that, for your red enthusiasts is something that could be kind of interesting. I do believe the Lambda Dam is now 92 points in her second lactation, max score. So that's kind of all pedigrees all come together at the same time. Ghost, for all our Jersey enthusiasts out there, Ghost is a bull that's been an extremely high seller for us since we released him. He now has, we now have a son of Ghost that we've released called Poker Chip. I didn't put him in here, but he is a very, very nice bull as well. Ghost really, it's a cow family that not a lot of people know of from out in Western Canada, but it's a really good cow family. His dam is now 93 points. So again, we have a great bull from a high-scoring dam, which we're very fortunate about. And when you look at his linear, again, everything to the right, and he combines that with lots of milk, good components, and a high LPI for a young Jersey bull. So he's going to add body, he's going to add strength, and he's going to add production and type to go with it. So a really, really solid bull. When you do look at his linear, we talk about the major traits. He is a double digit in every one of his major traits: mammary, foot and leg, dairy strength, and rump, and overall conformation. So something that's not always super easy to find. So he's been a great bull for us. Now we have a son. Any of the Jersey enthusiasts out there, we're working hard to find alternate bloodlines. It's not easy to find all the things we like and try to stay away from the brackets as well, but we're continuing every day to look for that. Another bull that Eamon and I did not talk about is Zeus. Zeus is a bull that I think is made for this country pretty well. Extreme fat at 139 kilos of fat, and extreme protein as well at 71 kilos of protein. So in Canada, he's 210 combined kilos of fat and protein, which is a really, really high number. He also happens to be one of the top LPI bulls in Canada, and he's double-digit type as well. We struggled to have enough semen from him for a while. He was a very poor producer, but recently he's made more semen, and he would be more readily available at a more reasonable price, which is important to you, Eamon, I know. The dam is a game day, now scored 88 in her second lactation at Claynook. Robot farm, very commercial oriented, but a really great pedigree. Back into the Zed family from Windsor Manor. The Zip family. Logic is another bull that I think we've brought some semen over here. Logic's been a bull of ours we've had for quite a while now that's been very popular. He's an A2P2 son from a Lambda, and he's been a great sire of sons along with being a great bull himself. He combines a high LPI with high components, not crazy high milk, that comes from his sire A2P2, but certainly the components are there. The health traits are really good, high milking speed, good milking temperament. Watch him a little straight in the leg, but a bull that's been very popular for us. He is a PP bull as well to go along with that. And his son, Triton PP. This is the highest Logic son in the world. He is also PP, and a bull that will be our #1 selling bull this year. We've sold a lot of this bull. He sells to all markets, and is kind of a rock star. There's very few things he doesn't do. He's got lots of production, lots of fat and protein, and does it with a +15 conformation with very few faults in his breakdown as well. He's a 105 milking speed, 99 daughter fertility, so he just combines all the traits that many of our dairymen in Canada and other parts of the world are looking for. And to finish up with our boy Dynasty. Dynasty has been our flagship bull here for a few years. When I came on board at Blondin, we had the opportunity to buy this bull. Being a smaller company, we didn't have to go through boards and committees and all those kind of things and wait for a few days, so we were able to make the decision. The day we were offered the bull was the most we ever paid for a bull, but boy are we glad we did. He sold a lot of semen as a young bull. Now he's a proven bull, and his numbers are exceptional. I am back ordered beyond belief on this bull. We can't produce enough semen on him. He's 31.62 in the US, 300 pounds of milk, and combines that with 72 pounds of fat and 26 pounds of protein. His fertility is fantastic. I'm told that his SCR scores are really high, which I didn't even know before I came here, so thank you for that information, guys. And when you look at his linear, extremely impressive. His udder composite, pretty solid. Not high on his PTAT, but solid. And the thing that interests a lot of countries is that they're stronger than they are tall. And that's a hard thing to find. Usually it's inverse the other way. And he just does a really good job overall. He's A2, he's BB. He just ticks so many boxes for so many countries, and that's part of the reason he's as popular as he is. Their udders are tremendous. They're wide uddered. I don't know you're going to use him as a show bull necessarily, but it's not to say he can't make them. But he's just going to make really, really good cows. We did picture the bull himself last week. He is an exceptional individual. Not that that means anything, but it's just one add-on about this bull.